Hello everyone, and welcome to our next video in our series of using WeVideo. This particular video, I want to focus on audio elements. And again, since this is a basic overview, I'm going to show you how to add some sound effects and to record a narration directly within WeVideo. When I get into more of the advanced elements in my next course, I'll talk about a little more, I guess, some different aspects or some different ways to create a narration for your video outside of WeVideo. Okay, so we'll get to all of that. So here we are, we left off with our little test video. I put some, Washington crossing, some Trenton pics here, and some maps and some other aspects. This was actually a narration of this was an audio narration of a marching on Trenton. It's an actual video. So let's look at some sound effects here. Again, we're not going to make a video today, but say we wanted to add some sound effects. So here we are, we have Washington crossing the Delaware. Let's bring our playhead back a little bit. All right. So there we go. So we're going to play this, right? We got Washington crossing the Delaware. It looks kind of dramatic. I have my sound effects folder. Okay. And I have this water splashing. Okay. Now, since I'm using the screencasting tool for WeVideo, I'm not sure if you're going to actually be able to hear the water splashing elements, okay, on the screencast. Okay, so we'll do the best that we can, but this is a water splashing element. I'm going to drag it down onto my timeline here as we go through this, okay? So actually, I'll make this a little bit louder. Maybe you'll be able to hear it through the microphone of the speaker here. So we're going to play this. I don't know if you can hear that or not. The water splashing. Okay, so that sounds kind of funny. So first thing I want to do though, I'm gonna label this sound effects, maybe a 1. Okay, so now see how you can label your different lines, your different tracks on your video. Now that's way too long, right? I don't want that the whole entire way. That's a long sound effect. So I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, right? Remember over here, we could zoom out of our project. And now I can take this, I could click on it. Remember, once it's in orange, you can start manipulating it. And I could drag it down to cut it. That's one way to cut it. I can drag it down. Okay, so if you went back and you played it, it would sound like this. Okay. The other way to cut it, remember, was I can make this a little bigger. And say you didn't want to go through the whole entire process of dragging it down, is I can bring it to here. I can hit the little scissors, and then I could click this part of it and just delete it. Okay, so that's another way. Excuse me. You can also edit a audio clip the same way you edit a video clip. Okay, so that's kind of nice and easy. All right, but maybe I wanted to add some other elements. Now, how to add it on top of it? Well, there I got a strong wind sort of sound effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to add another audio track, and I'll call it sound effects 02 maybe. You don't have to label these, but if you want to keep yourself a little organized, maybe you might want to. So I'm going to add it. So now I'm going to take the strong wind, and it sounds like this. All right, whoa, that's kind of strong. So we're going to bring that down over here. Okay, and maybe I'll do the same thing. Maybe I'll cut it right where the other one ends. So I'll do that, and I'll cut it, and boom. So now let's see how it's going to sound together. All right, so that's kind of neat. All right. Then maybe we'll add some other music to it to give it some dramatic background music. So I will add another sound. I'm not going to keep on labeling these, so you get the idea underneath it. And I got suspenseful action, okay? That's pretty suspenseful, okay? Whoops. Okay, and I'm going to also cut it right around the same time. Let me bring that playhead back a little bit. And I will cut it. And we can adjust these all later to make them all line up nice and evenly. So now we got this opening sequence here. Okay, so see how we're building all of that one sound over another to kind of give you all these dramatic elements. So every sound they're going to play together has to be on its own track. Okay, so that's an important thing to keep in mind. Now, the other thing we might want to look at is what about creating a narration? Maybe we actually want to now record our voice and talk about that picture, right? So what I can do is I can add another audio element. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to actually go to the record button here. Let's see if it'll do it automatically. I always forget this. Open Read the Voice Recorder. Okay, and I'm going to allow it to access my microphone. And let's just talk. I'm not sure I can do this at the same time doing a screencast, but we'll see what happens. It's going to give you the countdown. George Washington's crossing was a dramatic event in American history. Okay, I guess that sounds good. We could preview if we really wanted to it, but maybe we will save that. And it puts it up here. See, it puts it in your media. Okay, so you're going to have to go back and make another audio track. Go okay. And I'm just going to take it down here. Oh, it put the voice over there already. So I apologize. It put the voice here automatically, and it also put it over here. Okay, so it made it for you as a voiceover track automatically, which is really nice. I forgot it did that. And it also saved it in your media. Okay, now it saved it already in my sound effects because I had that sound effects folder open. So it's kind of nice to keep in mind. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag it back over here. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen. We're going to play it all together. George Washington's crossing was a dramatic event in American history. Okay, now this is a common mistake students make where their background music is very loud or their sound effects are very loud and their voiceover isn't loud enough. Now you see these little levels here. If I click on that little blue arrow, that actually is the volume level of that particular track. You can adjust that automatically. So I can bring this down maybe like 60%. Okay. And I could bring this down, all the same thing. Okay, move over here. Bring that down to like 60%. Okay. And then I can bring this one down a little bit. Oops, don't want to do that. To 60%. Okay, so I just have lowered all of the elements. Now, if I actually double click on this, let me open this up, and this will also give you the levels here as well. So I have lowered it here. You could lower it here, or you could lower it right from this line, and you could fade in and fade out as well. Okay, and now my voice, double click on it, is up to I'm going to actually make mine a little louder. Okay, so let's see how that sounds now. I mean, my voice should really pop out now. Okay. George Washington's crossing was a dramatic event in American history. So you see how that sounded better? My voice was the prominent feature, not the sound effects. I'm going to show you one more little cool tip here. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I got all these little sound effects going on. If you wanted to fade this a little bit, is I could also now click anywhere on this. So I click on a track, and then if I click a little button here, just see how I did that? I add a little dot to the line, and I could drag this down, and now it's going to fade out. So I could click on the same line, little dot pops up, and I fade everything out. One more, and I fade it out. So now if I go back to my playhead, I go back. George Washington's crossing was a dramatic event in American history. So that kind of faded out gradually. And then you could now add more elements here. Okay, so there is a basic way to add some audio effects to your clips here. Now, where do I get all this? So for this basic course, WeVideo gives you a lot of sample sound effects, okay? And they have a lot of really great ones here that they have already pre-built in. And if I go back to my media, back to the actual main media page, they have all this. And if I go to the audio page, they have sound effects, which are really, they have it kind of broken down to animals and effects and events. And they have a lot of really cool stuff. They have weather, which is great. Okay. In the advanced course, I'm going to show you where to get some other ones outside of WeVideo and how to bring those in. And there's a great sources to get sound effects and dramatic music for free licensing, all open. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. Okay. So going back to like this narration aspect. So again, we're going to talk about this more in the advanced class, but some students like to make their narration all the way first and maybe then adjust how long each audio or video element, how long each visual or each video is. So say you're making this narration, maybe I wanted to talk more about George Washington, right? So I might have to extend this picture out a little bit, right? Now I already put some transitions in. Here's what's going to happen. If I extend that out, I can't do it. It's kind of a pain. So I got to like move this one over, and I got to move this one over, and then I got to move this one over, and then I got to move this one over. And then I gotta get rid of this, and I gotta move that over. And my transitions sometimes stay, sometimes they leave. So I often tell students to do transitions all at the end. We get it all nice and lined up, your video, your audio, everything's great. Then you could do your narration. So some students like to do a narration at the beginning, and then based off that narration, adjust their different sizings or different spacings for their visual elements. Now, one more thing here. This was that video. And if I go into this video, I can also adjust this a little bit. And this is, I'm looking for, maybe I already got rid of it. You know what? I did get rid of it. This has no audio element in it. Let me try to find you really quickly. If not, we'll do this more in the advanced class. Let me go back to my media. And sorry about that. Okay, great. Do I have any other Trenton crossing sequence? Let's see what this is. Oh, I got rid of the audio there too. Does the storm sequence have it? No, it doesn't. What I did is I actually got rid of some of the video elements in this already, unfortunately. Let me just see if I can go back to my video. I'm going to use a video that I just made for my Chromebook class. And let's just drag it over here. I think this is an actual video. It is. And let's drag it someplace where we can have some room with that. Let me drag it over here. Okay. Now, if I click on this, oh, still in the other one. Let me get out of there. Okay, good. I'm in the edit in the Chromebook one, and it gives me the size, and it gives me the position. Good. It gives me the audio of it. So this is an actual video. I can adjust the audio of a video as well. So sometimes students, bring in an outside video, and that video is so loud, and you can't hear their voice. They could lower that video volume here. Also, sometimes maybe you get a great video and bring it into your project and you only want to talk over it. You could actually mute the whole video audio aspects. All right. So basically what I just did is that there is no audio being played here while this video is going. So I just wanted to show you that because, that's a really important thing to keep in mind. We'll go back to this in the advanced class when you're putting together a little more complicated videos of adjusting all those audio levels together. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that as a quick little preview of some of the aspects we could touch on more later on. Okay, so I think I kind of covered hopefully everything for the video and for the audio aspects here. I know there's a lot to think about, but hopefully this makes sense, and have a great day. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.